People often ask the question, is the American dream dead? I believe the moment we stop dreaming, we might as well be. Hi, I'm your host, Craig Sewing, the creator of American Dream TV, a national TV show centered around real estate, lifestyle, and culture. A real show showing you real neighborhoods from real professionals. Today, we're going to take you all across the country, showing you why we live in the greatest country on the planet. Let's get this show started right now. Welcome to the American Dream.
The American Dream.
You're watching The American Dream.
The American Dream.
Showing you the real estate, the lifestyle, the culture.
Let's get this party started right now.
Let's go do this.
It is heating up once again.
We're the Davids going up against the Goliath. Real stories in real neighborhoods with real experts.
The staple of the neighborhood. Can't wait to present it to you.
It's all about lifestyle.
In your community.
That's what this show, The American Dream, is all about. Cheers to your American Dream.
I'm Kylie Boeckman, host on the American Dream TV show. Today's the debut of my first ever show. I'm so excited to have this opportunity to showcase my hometown for all things lifestyle and real estate. After all, I was born and raised here, and I'm a third-generation realtor. We are outside today on East Capitol Avenue. This is an iconic street with historic homes and properties like the Missouri State Penitentiary and the Missouri State Capitol. It's lined with sidewalks and street lamps straight out of a magazine. Today, we are showcasing two small-town breweries. Prison Brews is located just around the corner. If you like a good beer and a good time, come with me to check it out. Welcome to Prison Brews, where you'll find delicious food, great drinks, and a friendly atmosphere.
Prison Brews opened in April of 2008, the first brewery since Prohibition, and we have been pretty successful here with it.
Steve, can you tell us about some of the best features here at Prison Brews?
Sure. Some of the unique features we have here at Prison Brews are our unique beers we have on tap that our brewer does a really good job with. Our wood-fired pizza oven. We have bocce ball courts outside. We do host a bocce league, and we are the only restaurant in Jefferson City that has bocce ball courts.
Hi, Rod. Can you tell us a little bit about the brewing process?
Sure. The brewing process starts in the mill room where we crush the grains to open up the kernels from the malt to get to the goodies inside. And that grains are transferred to the mash tun where a mash is made. It's hot water in the grains. We take that fluid out of there called wort and transfer it to the brew kettle where it's boiled with hops. Hops give it some bitterness and different flavors, tons of different flavors. After that, the beer is transferred into the fermenters where yeast is added, and the yeast produces some alcohol, a little CO2, and other different flavors too. There's tons of different kinds of yeast that give you different flavors. And then it's transferred over to like an aging vessel, depending on how long we need to age it. So it could be a week, could be 2 weeks or whatever. Then transferred to the serving tanks where a little more alcohol or a little more CO2 is added, and then pumped to the faucets at the bar, and it's served.
He also says he does that maybe about once a week, depending on the need.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
All right. Hope you enjoyed our stop today. Follow me on down the road, not just but a few minutes away to our next stop at Last Flight Brewing Co. Welcome to Last Flight Brewing Company, a place where beer lovers can come together for a great beer and great company. Let's check it out. We're here at Last Flight Brewing Co., and I have owner Mark Callie and taproom manager Nate Eddy. Mark, can we ask you a few questions?
Of course.
Sure. Can you tell us a little bit about your taproom?
Yeah, so we're a local craft brewery here in Jeff City, started by my cousin Jared and I. And one of the reasons we started it is because we're both from here and we love the community aspect of breweries. So with that, we do a lot of trivia nights, we do bingo nights. We raise funds oftentimes on Monday nights for certain organizations, schools, CASA, Samaritan Center. We've done a lot of these in the past. And so that's something that we focus on around here along with certain events that the community likes to have. We have outdoor space, dog-friendly, kid-friendly, lots of families in here all the time, and that's always been our focus because Jared and I both have little kids, and we love sharing what we do with the community.
About how much beer do you go through or brew a week?
We do 220-gallon batches, and I'd say we do between 2 and 3 a week, so quite a bit of beer.
What's your favorite brew to date?
I'd say it's the Barn Owl Brown is my favorite.
Jefferson City has a small town feel, but with big options and opportunities. There's something for everyone and still growing. I look forward to continuing to show off my love for my hometown. See you next time.
Welcome to American Dream TV. I'm your host, Kira Snavely, and today we're here in Springfield, Missouri at the Betty and Bobby Allison Sports Town, home to Sporting Springfield, where the future of youth soccer is being shaped. Today, we're taking you behind the scenes to see these players in action, the coaches at work, and what makes this club stand out. Let's go check it out. Sporting Springfield is more than just soccer. It's about building community, growth, and passion for the sport. Leading the way is Executive Director Eric Sorley. Eric, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Eric, can you start by telling us a little bit about Sporting Springfield and its mission?
Yeah, I think our mission statement says it all. We seek to develop elite competitors on and off the soccer field, and I think we've achieved that a lot. We've won a national championship on the field. We've had players, valedictorians and salutatorians, class presidents. We had a young man go to West Point, which is one of the most difficult schools in the world to get into. We've had a national debate champion. So those are the ultimate goals. But obviously developing the wherewithal and the resiliency, I guess, so to speak, to achieve those is a vital part of what we do.
So Sporting Springfield is known for its top-tier coaching and player development. A big part of that is having nationally licensed coaches. How does that level of expertise benefit the players?
I like to think of ourselves and our coaches as educators, teachers of the sport of soccer, and in order to better educate and keep up with the changing times, our sport is a world sport, right? The rest of the world tends to dictate what is considered good and not good in our sport. So in order to be at the forefront and with the modern times, we have to get educated as well. So constantly keeping our minds open, challenging ourselves to not only figure out what the rest of the world's doing, the rest of the country, the best in our state. That's important to us so that we know where the sport's going, how we can better educate the rest of our coaches, our parents, our families, our players, all that, again, on and off the field is important to us.
Exciting things are happening here in Springfield, especially in the soccer community, with the potential arrival of the United Soccer League teams here in Springfield. How does that impact youth soccer?
I think it's a great opportunity for young people in our community to see semi-professional, professional soccer in our community. So for young soccer people that have aspirations of playing at the next level, whether that's their high school careers, collegiate careers, or potentially beyond that, now having an entity in our own town that we can go and see on Friday nights or Saturday nights and aspire to be in person and see firsthand, it's a great thing. It's a compliment to where our soccer community is, right? Like, again, we've won a national championship on the field. Missouri State is a perennial top 20 team in Division I men's soccer. The women over there are making it into the tournament. Drury's women's soccer made it to the third round, I think, this year. So there's promise and there's things happening on the rise that just to cap it off with another level above that is going to be fantastic.
Well, we appreciate your dedication and passion in shaping the youth generation, and I appreciate you sharing the story behind Sporting Springfield and the positive impact that it's had on our community and our youth. So thank you, Eric.
You're very welcome. Thanks for reaching out and doing this story, and it's exciting and we're excited, and hopefully we just keep putting one more thing on top of another and showing more and more people the success of our sport and our club.
Absolutely. Now let's head to the field and watch these players and coaches in action. I'm here with Coach Gerard. Coach Gerard, what's the main focus for today's practice?
Today's practice is actually a little bit one of our core values, a little bit club first. So how can we focus on our teammates and supporting our teammates is kind of our main focus tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds great. So what is one thing that you want the players to take away from today's practice?
Yeah, so a lot of what we're going to do is how can you support your teammate? So if your teammate has the ball, how are you going to support him to make it an easy pass? Those type of things, and movement off the ball. So again, a little bit of focus of how can we start to incorporate into I can help somebody else.
Absolutely. That sounds great. What an incredible behind-the-scenes look we had here at Sporting Springfield. From the incredible coaching to the amazing talent on the field, it's clear that this club is not just shaping the young athletes, it's transforming our community. This is just the beginning, Springfield. Thanks for kicking it with us today. I'm your host, Kyra Snavely, and we'll see you next time.
Welcome to the American Dream Kansas City. I'm your host, Kalina Schumacher. We're in downtown Kansas City where March Madness is taking over. We're in the Power and Light District. Let's take a look. How exciting is this? The Big 12. Oh my gosh. Now instead of the hustle and bustle of downtown life, let's go on out to Creekmore where you're going to see the luxury and the golf course. Come on, let's go. Whether you're caught up in the madness or looking for a peaceful retreat here in Kansas City, we are here in the beautiful Creekmore neighborhood, where you have an 18-hole golf course, a beautiful clubhouse, and hundreds of homes at all price points. Come with me as we go look at one of the beautiful Creekmore homes. This home backs up to the golf course and has a beautiful view. Let's go check it out. Walk with me through this beautiful custom home. You have built-ins, your covered patio. You can even turn on a fireplace out there. Check out this view. Imagine waking up to the golf course every day. We have a huge walk-in pantry, large granite countertop. You even have a water view where you're able to wake up every morning in peace and relaxation. Creekmore features a 108-acre lake that you can boat on, you can fish on, you can swim in. This home has 2 bedrooms in the basement, beautiful bar, family room area. This specific home has additional storage that is underneath the garage. So you have a suspended garage and basically a huge amount of storage. And then we have additional patio living space out here. And that's it, guys. Thank you for joining us today on the American Dream Kansas City. I'm your host, Kalina Schumacher.
Hi, welcome back to the American Dream Selling St. Louis. I'm your host, Emily Pacheco, and today we get to sit down with Suzanne Luther, co-founder of Faster Funds Lending, where we will talk about different methods of financing, including hard money loans. Let's go check it out. Hey, Suzanne, how are you?
Good.
How are you? It's good to see you.
You too. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah.
So I see there's a small event happening downstairs.
Yeah.
That's exciting. You guys get to talk to some people and meet some potential new clients.
Yes, we love having events here in this space. It's a perk of being in this office and getting to meet with all kinds of investors.
So what type of events do you guys host here for your investors?
So we host a variety, but my favorite event is our monthly buyers club. So with that, we have investors from all over the St. Louis area come, and we try to provide some education, resources, and honestly just get a network with all the various investors that we work with in the market.
So you are co-founder of Faster Funds. Can you tell me how Faster Funds came to be?
Yeah, so when we first started, we had just a small line of credit, and we knew we had all these other complementary businesses. So we had a business that bought houses directly from sellers and fixed it up and sold it. And then we also had a property management business. And we thought, well, why don't we provide financing to other people like us? So we had a small line of credit. We started lending just to a couple local investors as we saw the fit. And we discovered we really loved it. So over the last 10 years, we've been focused on growing this business, helping as many investors in our market as we can.
So what exactly is a hard money loan, and how do investors utilize that?
Yeah, so hard money is a specific product designed for real estate investors. So the way a real estate investor would use it is, they need to think short term, 6 months or less. They need to be able to be in and out of a project. But a rehabber would use it to buy a house, fix it up, and then sell it. Or a landlord could use it to buy a house at a discount, fix it up, rent it out, and then refinance with a bank.
Okay.
It's a great option to not have to put a ton of money down and be able to really scale and grow your real estate investment business.
So you guys are in the St. Louis market. How do investors find a hard money lender?
Yeah, so there's a variety of ways. Option one is they can just go to Google and do a quick Google search. But the way I most recommend is either going to their local meetup, their local real estate investment club, or posting on one of the local real estate investing pages and just asking, hey, what hard money lender do you use in this market? Who is local? And try to find good quality recommendations from people who are actually utilizing that in their market.
Right.
So you talked about using a local lender versus a national lender. What's the benefit to using a local lender?
So when you're working with a local lender, you have their local experience. When you're dealing with a nationwide lender, they're looking at, they're probably hiring out an appraiser. They're just kind of looking at broad numbers. They don't necessarily know your neighborhood, know your street, things like that. Where when you're working with a local lender, they not only know the area really well, but they also happen to have a lot of resources. They'll be able to make contract referrals. They'll be able to refer to a great agent. They'll be able to, know things like, hey, this municipality requires X, Y, Z, or over here, make sure you pay attention to permits that are required, for this specific area. So they just have so much more specific knowledge about the area that you're working in that they can share with you. And I've found through talking to local lenders all over the country, they view themselves more as a partner than just a finance person.
Right.
They want you to win. They care about you winning versus they care about just another loan that they're originating.
Suzanne, that was a lot of great information. Thank you so much for sitting down and discussing these options for any investor who wants to invest here in St. Louis, but as well as options for anybody nationally who wants to dig into investing. Thanks so much for joining me today, where we got to sit with Faster Funds Lending and learn all about hard money loans, and you got a sneak peek at this wonderful event. Stick around next time on the American Dream Selling St. Louis.
Hey everybody, this is Paul Sims with American Dream TV. I am here in my hometown of Kansas City, Kansas, my old stomping grounds. I was literally born and raised, literally just minutes from here at 8th and Walker, later 10th and Quindaro, in the unified government of Wyandotte County, otherwise known as the DOT. If you know, you know. So many people have impacted this world from right here in the DOT. Today, I get a chance to interview Dr. Donetta Watson. We have known each other and have been friends for years. Dr. Donetta Watson is the founder and CEO of the Black Mastermind Group, a 501c3 organization dedicated to supporting Black entrepreneurs through education, coaching, development, and funding initiatives. With over 38 years of entrepreneurial experience, Dr. Watson holds a doctorate in entrepreneurial studies and a master's in quality systems management. She has served in various leadership roles, including Executive Director of Chapter Development for Black CEO and President of its Kansas City chapter. The Black Mastermind Group offers programs such as the Business Mastery 8-week boot camp, a 4-month Train the Trainer course, and a 12-month Accelerated Business Mastery program, all designed to help Black entrepreneurs start, stabilize, sustain, and scale their businesses. In March 2023, the organization received a $1.4 million grant from the Kansas Department of Commerce to further its mission of fostering Black entrepreneurship. How did you get started?
Well, I want to tell you, I was an entrepreneur when I was in the 3rd grade, so I have to get that out.
Absolutely.
I made pot holders and aprons for my teachers, and that was my first introduction to making my own money. So I was bitten by the entrepreneur bug at an early age.
Okay.
My mom was a caterer, my aunt was a caterer, so entrepreneurship was around us. And later in life, I found out my grandfather was an entrepreneur and lost all of my money in my first real full-time endeavor as an entrepreneur. I started with my own money, which is breaking the first cardinal rule of entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Other people's money and not your own. And I woke up one day, started with $350,000 and woke up one day with a penny left to my name. And that whole experience taught me that there was something missing. The boot camp is called an MBA on steroids. And so
Okay.
Our students, we have to prep them that. And it is actually a boot camp. I said it's probably going to be the most mentally challenging,
very intense,
rigorous thing you're going to do. The same way as if you were doing a physical boot camp.
Okay.
Because you're going to learn things that are going to help develop your mental muscles. We do mindset development, which is extremely important. To have a mindset towards success and understanding the principles of success and what governs success. And then start talking about strategies, building an organization versus creating a job for yourself. 96% of Black entrepreneurs have solo entity operation companies, and they're not in business. I call them hustlers. And so when the student comes out of the boot camp, they can go down either one of 2 pathways. The first pathway is into our incubation program. Service businesses can incubate for up to 12 months or more. 3 years is the maximum incubation will allow someone to be in either of our facilities. So we want to give them that experience of running the business on a micro level and then launching out with the right tools, the right resources, the right team, and the right funding. They can create a business that can become sustainable and impact the community. Then we have soon to be opening in June on this complex, our incubator that is a micro mall, not a full mall that you see in the community, but a micro version of a mall with specific types of businesses that are predominant in our industry. But then we work with entrepreneurs that are in other cities, other states, not in the incubator, and they have a business model that they're either currently operating in the community in a brick and mortar, or they're wanting to migrate into a brick and mortar, or they're looking at growth strategies. We have a pathway to becoming a mastermind. Everything that we want to do is to shift the mindset of people who don't believe success is available to them. And it's so important to teach entrepreneurs about what all is available. And this pathway, the journey is not easy, but when you have the right tools and you know where the right tools are at, you can be successful as an entrepreneur. But we are launching this year our Mastermind Group program. We meet every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 6:30 in the morning for Mastermind Mindset Development. It is really a deep dive into all that's out there, the resources that are out there to develop our mindset towards success. Most importantly, those on the call get to talk about what is impacting them at that moment.
Okay.
And then putting them in front of the right resources. That's what we work to do.
Such an inspiring and uplifting conversation with Dr. Donetta Watson, hearing her heart and vision for empowering Black entrepreneurs and fostering economic growth. Now we're on our way to experiencing one of the many success stories, entrepreneurial success stories, thriving in that ecosystem. Hey, TJ.
What's good, man?
Good to meet you, man.
Hey, happy to be here. Happy to host you.
Tell me about your journey.
Man, oh, well, I mean, obviously I have to love coffee, right?
Okay.
To be doing this.
And I'm drinking mine. It's
yeah,
really good.
So this is the Cinnamon Delight. It's, you know, got local honey from a farmer in Missouri.
Okay.
We work with a family in Missouri also that brings in and sources vanilla bean from Madagascar, and then cinnamon, just some powder. So super simple, but it's really smooth. So I guess it all started with, I was making coffee for my dad's church. So my dad's a pastor. What I valued was being able to go to break and seeing all these different people from different makes and walks of life come together over a cup of coffee, be able to connect over that. You know, sometimes it's hard for my dad to get people to come back, you know, all right, let's get back to the service, you know, kind of thing, you know, because people were really connecting.
They were connecting. That's which church really is connection.
And so I really valued that as a young kid. As I grew up, I noticed in business, you know, sales is foot traffic, right?
Okay.
And foot traffic is people, and people is community. And so I thought, man, if I could run a business like this, daily I could impact community, right? Daily I could create something that would have a regular come in and feel impacted. And so for me, I started to think about getting into the coffee space. And at that time I was doing insurance. So I was the only brother doing insurance at that time, trying to, you know, make it in the world. And oh man, that was rough. That was rough doing financial services.
Kinship Cafe began at the height of the pandemic in June 2021 and overcame countless challenges to open its doors and started roasting their own coffee by July 2022. Located at 719 North 6th Street in Kansas City, Kansas, in the historic Strawberry Hill neighborhood. Founded by TJ Roberts, Kinship is a cozy space with big vibes, serving quality specialty roasted coffee, wraps, and pastries with a mission to uplift the community.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the American Dream TV. We created this show to combat negative media, to show that the American dream is alive and well by showing you real stories in real neighborhoods. Thank you so much for watching the show, and cheers to your American dream.